Ottawa. The name alone conjures images of grandeur and authority, a city that stands at the heart of a nation, where decisions are made and history is written. It sounds official, serious, Canada's capital, a city of suits and politics, or so I thought before I set foot here. But from the moment I arrived, Ottawa surprised me in ways I never expected. The air was crisp and fresh, the streets remarkably clean, and people smiled as they passed, as if sharing a secret about their city. This wasn't just a city of government, it was a city of people, each adding their own story to the capital's tapestry. History and modern life blended seamlessly here, with grand old buildings standing proudly beside sleek glass towers. I could feel a sense of anticipation. My 24 hours in Ottawa would be anything but ordinary. My journey began with a simple walk as the sun warmed the city. Families headed to parks, friends met for coffee, and the city seemed to come alive with possibility. The sound of a bicycle bell mixed with distant chatter, blending into a gentle symphony that set the pace for the day. Ottawa's energy is calm, yet full of life, a place where you feel the nation's pulse, but can also find quiet corners to pause and reflect. The city doesn't shout for your attention, it invites you in gently, asking you to look closer, to notice the details that make it unique. I had a plan, but I wanted to let the city guide me, open to surprises and spontaneous detours. Of course, I wanted to see the famous landmarks, the icons that define Ottawa's skyline and its place in Canadian history. But I was just as eager to discover the small coffee shops tucked away on quiet streets, the hidden gardens where locals find peace, and the friendly faces that make a city feel like home. These are the moments that turn a trip into a memory, unexpected laughter, a thoughtful pause, a new perspective. Ottawa, I could already tell, was full of these moments, waiting to be discovered by anyone willing to look beyond the obvious. So, with an open heart and comfortable shoes, I started my adventure, ready for whatever the city had in store. I was ready to explore Ottawa's culture, its bursts of chaos, and its undeniable charm, each street promising a new story. I wanted to understand what makes this city special to its people, to see Ottawa through the eyes of those who call it home. I was no longer just a visitor, I was an explorer, eager to map my own path through the capital's vibrant streets. I was on a mission to uncover the soul of Canada's capital, to find the stories that live between its monuments and markets. And I had a feeling this city, with its quiet confidence and friendly spirit, was going to capture my heart in ways I hadn't imagined. It was the beginning of a wonderful day of discovery, a day that promised to be as vibrant and welcoming as the city itself. Let's see what Ottawa has to offer, because sometimes, the most unexpected welcomes are the ones that stay with you forever. My first stop, Parliament Hill, the heart of Canadian democracy. As the sun crested the horizon, its golden rays bathed the historic buildings in a warm, gentle light, making the entire hill glow with promise and possibility. The buildings are magnificent, standing tall against the blue sky. Their Gothic Revival architecture with intricate stonework and soaring spires commands attention and respect, reminding every visitor of the nation's enduring spirit. The Peace Tower rises, a symbol of hope and strength. Its clock face gleams in the morning sun, and the flag atop it flutters proudly, a beacon for all who come to witness this iconic landmark. I stood, taking in the sense of history all around me. Every stone seemed to whisper stories of leaders, debates, and decisions that shaped Canada's path. These weren't just buildings, they were storytellers. The carvings and sculptures, each with their own tale, spoke of the country's struggles and triumphs, its dreams and its resilience. I joined a guided tour, where our guide shared stories and pointed out details I'd have missed. She brought the past to life, describing the visionaries who once walked these halls and the pivotal moments that unfolded here. The library, with its stained glass and carved wood, felt like a miracle, surviving a fire that destroyed much of the original building. Its quiet beauty and ornate design made it feel almost sacred, a sanctuary of knowledge and history. Every corner had a story. From hidden alcoves to grand corridors, the building seemed alive with memories, each space echoing with the footsteps of those who came before. Walking these halls, I felt connected to the country in a new way. The weight of history was tangible, yet there was a sense of hope for the future woven into every detail. After the tour, I wandered the grounds, taking in breathtaking views of the Ottawa River. The water sparkled in the morning light, and the city stretched out before me, vibrant and full of life. The Centennial flame flickered, a reminder of unity. Its eternal fire honors Canada's provinces and territories, symbolizing the country's ongoing journey together. People from all over the world gathered here, sharing a sense of awe. Languages and laughter mingled in the air as visitors captured memories and marveled at the grandeur. Parliament Hill isn't just for Canadians, it's a place for everyone to appreciate. It's a crossroads of cultures where stories and dreams from across the globe meet. Children laughed on the lawns, people relaxed on benches. The atmosphere was joyful and peaceful, a perfect blend of history and everyday life. Ottawa blends the important with the everyday. Here, government and community coexist, and the city's pulse is felt in every interaction. It shows that a nation's capital can also be warm and welcoming. There's a friendliness here that invites you to linger and explore. My day had just begun, but Ottawa was already teaching me so much. The city's energy, its history, and its people had made a lasting impression. Onward to the city's vibrant heart, ready to discover what else Ottawa has in store. From the calm and stately grounds of Parliament Hill, where the city wakes slowly under the golden sunrise, I plunged into the lively chaos of Byward Market, just a short walk away but a world apart in energy. One of Canada's oldest and largest public markets, it buzzes with energy and the hum of countless conversations. The air was thick with the smells of fresh flowers, ripe fruit, and delicious food, each scent inviting me deeper into the maze of stalls. Farmers called out, artisans displayed their colorful crafts, and music played from a corner, blending into a soundtrack unique to this place. I wandered through stalls overflowing with strawberries, golden maple syrup, and handmade treasures, each one telling a story of local pride. Markets reveal a city's true character, what people grow, make, and eat. Here you see Ottawa's soul on display. Byward Market felt like Ottawa's beating heart, pulsing with life and laughter at every turn. I chatted with a farmer whose family had sold apples here for generations, his stories as crisp as the fruit he offered. He offered me a crisp, sweet slice, simple, perfect, and bursting with the taste of tradition. These small, genuine connections are what make travel meaningful, turning strangers into storytellers. I bought berries and honey, taking a piece of Ottawa's spirit with me, flavors that would linger long after I left. The market spills into streets lined with cozy cafes and historic buildings, each corner inviting you to pause and soak in the atmosphere. People laughed on patios, sharing stories over coffee or drinks. The mix of old and new was endlessly charming. This was the vibrant chaos I craved, not stressful but alive, a celebration of community and culture. Byward Market is a place to get lost in, every moment a discovery, every turn a new adventure. Now, with my senses awakened and my appetite ready, it was time to taste Ottawa's flavors and savor the city's true essence. After the market, it was time for lunch, and a true Ottawa treat, the beaver tail. Warm, sweet, and dusted with cinnamon sugar, it was a must-try. For my main meal, I found a cozy restaurant tucked away on a side street. The menu featured local ingredients, many from the market. I chose a fresh salad with goat cheese and maple vinaigrette. As I ate, I watched the city go by, students sketching, couples sharing quiet moments. The owner stopped by, sharing stories about his passion for local food and the city's community spirit. Food is more than eating, it's about connection and culture. This lunch was a moment of genuine connection, a taste of Ottawa's soul. In these small, quiet moments, you truly find the heart of a city. With a full stomach, I set out for an afternoon of art. Next stop, the National Gallery of Canada. The glass and granite building gleamed in the sun, guarded by a giant spider sculpture. Inside, the gallery was bright and peaceful. I wandered through Canadian landscapes and powerful portraits. The Indigenous art collection was especially moving, rich in color, pattern, and story. Art galleries are windows into a country's soul. I found a quiet bench among bold, abstract paintings and took time to reflect. In a busy day, it's important to pause and let art deepen your experience. The gallery gave me a new appreciation for Canadian creativity and diversity. Leaving, I felt refreshed and inspired. Time for a breath of fresh air in Ottawa's green spaces. Ottawa's nature is never far away. I walked to Majors Hill Park right next to the gallery. From here I could see Parliament Hill and the Ottawa River. The park was alive with laughter, picnics, and people enjoying the sun. I found a shady spot under a tree and simply relaxed. Ottawa is a capital city with the feel of a small town. You can be in the center of everything, yet feel a world away. I strolled along flower-lined paths, watched boats on the river, and breathed in the fresh air. Sometimes the best memories are the quietest ones. Majors Hill Park is the city's backyard, a place to connect with nature and each other. As evening approached, I set out for one last iconic Ottawa experience. As evening fell, the light turned golden, perfect for a walk along the Rideau Canal. This historic waterway, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, runs through Ottawa's heart. In summer, boats glide by. In winter, it becomes the world's largest skating rink. I walked the canal path, watching the calm water reflect the city and sky. People jogged, cycled, and strolled with their dogs. The locks, operated by hand for over a century, brought history to life. I found a bench by the water as the sun set, painting the sky in orange and pink. The Fairmont Chateau Laurier glowed like a fairy tale castle. The Rideau Canal at sunset is pure magic, a place that makes you fall in love with Ottawa. One last meal before I say goodbye. For my final meal, I sought out a bistro in a quiet neighborhood, where locals eat. The menu was a culinary journey across Canada, from Atlantic salmon to prairie grains. I started with wild mushroom soup, then enjoyed pan-seared duck with Saskatoon berry sauce. Every bite celebrated Canadian flavors. The chef's passion for local ingredients shone through. The restaurant was cozy, filled with the happy chatter of the community. My servers shared stories about the dishes and their origins. It's the people who make a place special. Their warmth turns a meal into a memory. As I savored a maple creme brulee, I reflected on a day full of culture, chaos, and charm. This final meal was the perfect farewell to Ottawa. Time to say goodbye to a city that surprised me. I came expecting a formal, serious city. Instead, I found warmth, vibrancy, and endless surprises. Ottawa's charm is in its quiet confidence, green spaces, and friendly people. History lives not just in museums, but in the streets and waterways. My 24 hours here were a lesson in discovery. The heart of a city is in small moments. A shared smile, a local treat, a quiet walk. Ottawa challenged my preconceptions and showed me a new side of Canada. It taught me that even the most official places can have a welcoming soul. I leave with deep affection and a desire to return. Travel is a gift. It broadens our minds and fills our lives with stories. Ottawa gave me a beautiful story to tell, a story of culture, chaos, and charm. I'll carry the heart of this city with me, a reminder to always travel with curiosity. Until next time, Ottawa, fade out.